Hey guys, welcome to another Liza P video. This time we're gonna go with 11 chapters ranked from worst to best. At number 11 we have chapter 10, and this was incredibly easy to choose. I mean, there is literally nothing to do in this area unless you want to kill this guy. But it's basically just to run to the boss, which is a pretty cool boss, I'll give it that. And that's the only reason why it gets a 3 out of 10, but this is easily the worst chapter in the game. At number 10 we have chapter 5, and I swear I didn't do this on purpose, but this is another chapter that takes us to the Black Rabbit Brotherhood. At least this level, you know, there's a little bit of atmosphere with the rain and stuff like that, and we meet, you know, Black Cat and Red Fox again. But yeah, there's not much to it. There's this really cool looking enemy, very scary, which apparently can go through doors, as you can see right now. But yeah, the highlight of this level is the boss. I really like the Black Rabbit Brotherhood, and but yeah, there's not much more to it. And at number 9 we have chapter 9, which was just a coincidence, I promise. And basically this chapter just kind of brings us back to the beginning of the game, except this time we have some new enemies. Like we have this little guys that are kind of really funny looking, but they're very annoying, and we have this lion scorpion kind of enemy. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of this area, but you know, at least this area there's 3 boss fights. You have Rubber Weasel, Walker of Illusions, Corrupt Parade Master. I mean, none of them is actually really amazing or anything, but at least this area you can say it's a little bit better than the last chapter in this list. And at number 8 we have chapter 1, which is where everything begins, and it's a really good start to the game. It's a very small level, but as soon as we open those doors to the City of Krat, I was sold. You know, the gothic atmosphere, the rain, the night, just my kind of thing, very Bloodborne-like. And at the end of this level we have a really cool first boss, Parade Master, which is pretty challenging. I was sold. I was completely sold on the game. It's a very nice first area. At number 7 we have chapter 8, and this is pretty much the poison levels in the Souls games. And crazily enough, I actually enjoy this level. You know, you find the Puppet of the Future again, but this time there's 2 of them. You also find here Alidoro again, the guy that can give you the boss weapons. And it's here also that you fight this very weird looking Pinocchio crazy enemy, which is scary to infinity. This is really one of my favorite enemies in the game. But yeah, when it comes to bosses, I mean, you have the Old Doctor, which is pretty lame, and then you have the Swamp Monster. And I think there's a lot of people that love and hate this boss. I'm kind of in the middle. I think in the future, the more I learn it, the more I like it. But for now, it's pretty alright. It's not an amazing area, but it's a very memorable one. Number 6 we have chapter 3, which is the first area outside of the demo, and I really like this place. This is where we have our first meeting with Red Fox and Black Cat. There is also some moments here that remind me of Sam's Fortress with the fireballs. And there's also this really cool meeting with this enemy here, which is a very scary fight. And there's also 3 bosses in this level. We have the Survivor, which is not very good. We have Puppet of the Future, which is pretty alright. And at the end we have King's Flame Fuoco, which is an awesome boss. I really like it. So overall, yeah, really cool area, a lot of shortcuts, a lot of things to find out. It's a good time. And at number 5 we have chapter 2. This is a really cool area. It's very small, but I really like the way this chapter starts. For some reason I always thought that thing there up in the air was gonna attack me somehow. This is the area where we find for the first time the butterflies that will give upgrades to our weapons. It's also the first time we fight like a really challenging enemy. We also have the Mad Donkey fight. The fight might not be spectacular, but the music is incredible. And after beating him we find Geppetto for the first time. And at the end of this level we have the amazing Scrapped Watchman, which is an amazing boss fight, truly amazing. So yeah, really good level with lots of amazing stuff in it, especially the boss fight against Scrapped Watchman. And at number 4 we have chapter 4, and the thing that stands out probably the most in this level is how beautiful this place is. There's so many moments in this chapter that I stopped just to witness the beauty of the sun, the waterfall, or just a chapel. It's just gloriously beautiful. Here it's also a place where you find this new type of enemies. Not only that, it's also the first time you meet Alidoro, and it will also be a place for you to have some funny fall deaths. When it comes to boss fights, I really like this moment here, which is pretty much just a tease for the final boss of the level, but before him you have to fight the Atoned, which is nothing special, but it's not bad at all. And you're gonna have the Fallen Archbishop Andrews, which is one of the hardest bosses in the beginning of the game. It's so hard that they nerfed it on this latest patch. I fought him pre-nerf, so yeah, the difficulty really skyrocketed here and gave me a taste of what I was about to expect from the next levels. And yeah, this chapter is really good. Really good. And at number 3 we have chapter 11, which is the final chapter of the game, and I'm not gonna lie, I was super afraid that it would disappoint because we have such high hopes for the final level and the final boss, but I can happily say that I was pleasantly surprised by how incredibly good this level is. You start out right away having a really important conversation with Sophia in the middle of the desert, and then you go on this epic run with this beautiful epic music and there's tons of enemies throwing cannonballs at you before you enter this insanely gigantic castle. And inside this castle you're gonna find nothing but torture. It is insanely hard, this level. You're gonna have traps, you're gonna have the hardest enemies that you fought in previous levels before. All of them are gonna be here just waiting for you to destroy you. And you have a total of 6 bosses in this level. The thing is, this is the only thing that is not excellent in this level, because the final 3, Shazia, Simon and Nameless Puppet, they're all good or very good, but the first 3, Door Guardian, Black Cat and Red Fox, are pretty average to bad. And if you die to Door Guardian especially, you have the worst run back in the entire game. So the bosses might be a mixed bag, but the overall quality of the level, it's absolutely insane. It's a stellar ending to an amazing game. And at number 2 we have chapter 6, and the very first thing I want to mention in this beautiful Rosa Isabel Street is the music. Like, really, I didn't care that I was fighting White Lady or the Mad Clown Puppet or anything. I was just obsessed by how beautiful this music is. This music got stuck on my head for days. Yeah, the mini bosses are also cool, but yeah, the music really stands out in this place. It's absolutely phenomenal. And then you enter the opera, and it's glorious. It is so goddamn beautiful, this place. And the enemies inside it, they're so crazy looking. It's bonkers, and I love it. I just love the craziness of it all. But the best is reserved for the end. Like, this boss fight, man, oh my god, like, if you do not fall in love by this game at this point, I don't think you ever will, because this boss fight is incredible. King of Puppets Romeo is either the best or the second best boss fight in this entire game. I still have yet to decide. But yeah, it's a masterpiece of a boss fight. The arena is absolutely phenomenal. The music, especially on second phase, it's incredible. It's so epic. And I don't know, when I beat this boss was an incredible rush, because it's also a very difficult boss, and yeah, truly spectacular. It totally deserves a 10 out of 10. It's an amazing chapter. You're probably gonna fall in love with the game at this point. At number 1, the best chapter of them all, chapter 7. I mean, this chapter starts incredibly right away with Lorenzini Gallery. Like, this place is like a maze. There's so many shortcuts to find here, and I loved it. It's also here that you probably find the hardest enemy in the entire game, at least for me. This Jester dude completely destroyed me. He was harder than some bosses, so when I finally kill him, it was like a rush, like killing like a really hard boss, so it was really cool. And then you go outside and you have again the beauty of the rain. The atmosphere is there again, absolutely spectacular. And you enter these trains, and I don't know, just to go inside I don't know if this is a palace or something, but I don't know, it just felt cool. Like, really cool entering the building like this. And inside it you will find some really crazy ass enemies everywhere. You will find a place where you can respec, and at the end of it you have the amazing Champion Victor, one of the best bosses in the game, and without a doubt my favorite music in the entire game. Like, if you haven't listened to this music with attention, I urge you to do it. Like, I'm gonna put the link here at the end of the video. It's absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, the best chapter, the one I love the most. It's almost tied with 6. You know, this is really the best part of the entire game. Chapter 6 and 7. It's just phenomenal. But I had to choose one, and I think chapter 7 just edges out a little bit more, because chapter 6 is a little bit small, on the smaller side, and this one is just spectacular throughout, from beginning to end. And this one really rewards more exploration and stuff like that. And yeah, this is my ranking for all the chapters in Lies of P. I hope you enjoy watching the video, and I see you guys on the next video. Adios.